Joining me on the Closing Act Music and Entertainment program are two special guests, and they're back. Jason and Rhonda Halbert, R.J.Halbert, husband and wife team behind the best-selling book Caretaker, book one of the Goodpasture Chronicles. And they're back, as I said, to talk about their latest book, Servant, book two, sequel in the Goodpasture Chronicles, which will be released on November 18th. I can't wait. And welcome back.
Thank you for
Thank
having
you
us
so
back. That's a
much.
pleasure.
Yeah, so Rhonda, I heard, is that released on your birthday?
It is. We were just trying to find a week that wasn't, busy with Jason's full-time job, and we've been rebuilding our house, and so it just that felt like such a clear week for us. And I was like, well, why don't we just celebrate my birthday that way? So I like it.
No, that's perfect. And Jason's talking about his full-time job. I wanted, just in case the viewers don't know, and the listeners, because it's going to be a podcast audio, is that Jason, Emmy, Grammy Award-winning producer and songwriter and music director and producer for the Kelly Clarkson Show, and Rhonda is a successful music TV manager as well as a photographer, right? So it's a mouthful talking. It's just, I just wanted to tell the audience. But yes, congratulations on the sequel, Servant. And I don't want to say any spoilers, but I want to ask you, when did The Servant, the idea came about? Was it while writing the book one, or was it after? Like, how did, because it came out in 2024, right?
hmm
Caretaker.
hmm
Yes.
Actually, since it's a trilogy, the trilogy actually all came about at the same time. So we knew Servant, and we also know book three is called Architect. We knew from the very beginning. So as we were developing the entire story as a whole package, we started to see the natural places where we could divide it into a trilogy and make them stand on their own, but also blend in together and tell a full long story. So we've known quite a long time that Servant was coming.
Oh my goodness. Did it take about the same amount of time for a caretaker? Like, because I like to ask you about the process and
It took a little bit longer, even though everything was outlined and well started. We had a bit of a hiccup in the middle of writing Servant, and just a few months before Caretaker was released, I was diagnosed with cancer
Mhm.
and went on a journey, and so that sort of sidelined me for a minute. So Rhonda took on really quarterbacked finishing the book, and I was able to join back in towards the end stages of that. So and things are going great right now with that, but that prolonged the process. We'd hoped to release it several months earlier, but it worked out well because it actually just some of that journey for me personally helped inform some of the decisions we made with the characters. Just like with Caretaker, we incorporated real life experiences, or you write what you know into the book. Certainly, this changed our perspective of some of the characters and how they might process things as I was and Rhonda was processing this.
Mhm. And it's more than a book, right? Because it's having, what you've gone through, a flood, right? And death. And so it's putting yourselves in the book. So it's like Jason, you were saying, from under, like, healing, right? It was like a time where you could um therapeutic. But the title Servant, I'm thinking you have the caretaker, then you have the servant, like the house has, it's, I don't want to say it's super, like, there's something wrong with that, like it's mysterious, right? I'll use that
Yes.
word if I may. But servant is more like the house needs a servant or a caretaker. I'm just trying to, like, I'm trying to get not to just say too much, but am I kind of right here? So
We purposely leave it a bit vague, and Rhonda can weigh in on
yes.
that. Caretaker had many meanings. There is a caretaker in the book, and but also as Rhonda was being the caretaker for her mother when she was suffering dementia, we have the family being the caretaker for her mother in this book. So there's many different aspects of what a caretaker could be, and we explored those. And so similarly in servant, servant can have many different meanings, and I'll let Rhonda continue from there because I'm horrible with spoilers, so I'm about to say stuff that I'm not supposed to say.
Yeah, I do believe, and we've actually written this on the back of the book, so this isn't a spoiler, but the house is calling for a servant.
Yes, it's very intriguing now. I'm reading the book and I can't wait to finish it. But I was saying earlier before went live, is I like the jacket, like the like Caretaker has, I mean, I looked at it before we went on, but in the servant, it has like a dime, like it's a jewel, like, and it's very interesting. So how did you come up with the design, like for both books?
The first book, Caretaker, I actually had a dream and I saw that visual in my dream. And I'm not a drawer. And so I told Jason about it and he did this hilarious rough sketch. We saved it because it's a classic and sent it on to my niece. And my niece is an incredible sketch artist. And so just went back and forth with her trying to describe what we wanted it to look like. And she nailed it. She did an incredible job. So once we got that image, Jason and I just knew that this was the image that is the overall arching story from beginning to end of book three, that we're trying to tell. That symbol actually is the whole story. And so we can reveal that after we've released book three, but there's a big clue in that symbol. So then we took that symbol knowing it was the whole story and thought, okay, well, how can we play into some of the storyline of book two, carrying that same theme? And so that's what you see on the cover of Servant is that gemstone plays a big role in the book. And it's the same symbol from book one. And then not giving too much away in Architect, that symbol is also going to show up again on the front cover, but it will change in a big way to tell the rest of the story.
Yeah, so I was trying to find the gem. It's a gem, right?
Yeah.
So Jason, did you want to add to that?
Nope,
Sorry.
nope. Say Rhonda did it great, and so yeah, it's the and the gem is heavily referenced in Servant, and you find out exactly what type of gem it is and its significance. So
Mm,
enjoy the journey.
yeah, so stay tuned for that. So the book has symbolism, music, not to say some of the songs I've already, but it has that, which is so, I think it's very you can relate to it. Like, I think the book, I was gonna ask you, like, who's the book for, like, who would it appeal to? I guess reality versus supernatural, perhaps, and people like music's universal. But could you, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah. The book, honestly, the audience for the book is us. We wrote this for ourselves, and
yeah.
we're not unique in the world. And so certainly the things that we're drawn to and the things that we're processing, we know there's a certain amount of people out there that are experiencing some of the same things. Some people who have experienced some of the supernatural, and perhaps some people that haven't, and that's explored in our book and how that relates to the physical, and all that's come out of our journey and the things we've experienced, and and now just like that Ouroboros symbol is becoming circular, we created this world out of our trauma that these characters have gone on a journey, and now at the end of this book their decisions are informing us and our lives as we rewrite back into their lives. So, long answer to the book is honestly for us. We wrote this for ourselves. The processing of it and the creativity, I think, saved our lives literally, and we know that again, it's not unique to us. So we've actually found an incredible audience. People enjoy the story, people enjoy the characters, people enjoy the mystery, but more than that, we get so much feedback from how specific things spoke to them from the characters' journeys.
Yes. Well, that's wonderful. And Rhonda, did you want to add any?
I absolutely agree with Jason. We started off writing this for us to process towards healing. What we did find out is that there are a lot of people who are identifying with our story and our characters. And I think what made it accessible to the general public is Jason and I write from different perspectives. So he's the non-supernatural and I'm the supernatural, and he's the Easter eggs and I'm the character development. And so we both found our strengths of what we do, and neither one of us tend to step into each other's lanes. And I think because we were able to write from my strength and his strength, that gave multiple facets of views where people could read our book and see it from either from our point of view, from their point of view, or maybe from a third person perspective point of view. So I think it's an easy book to read. That has always been our intent. We are not highly educated English professors or anything like that. We just wrote from basic English language people can identify with daily words, not, not super hard language because I'm dyslexic. That's super hard for me. But I think because we did it from an everyday average point of view, I think it opened up the door for a lot of people to be able to respond or find themselves in the book.
Oh, that's wonderful. And you've been writing like 32 years. How long, like how long have you been like
No, we've been married for 32
32
years, but
years?
we actually only just started writing in 2022.
Mhm.
And neither one of us had ever said to each other that, oh, I hope one day when I grow up, I become an author. That was never in our agendas. We're both in the music business world, and our passions are music. Our language is music. And so this was not an avenue we ever decided to pursue until this story came to us. And it came out of both of us to the point where we were like, hmm, I think we might have something here. So we just, on a whim, decided to pursue it.
It's wonderful. And you also, from the first interview, you would write like, because you live in different cities. And from my understanding, work together so well. That's why I thought 32 years is wonderful, but you would write at certain like different cities, right? And then you send your script or the articles over. And that's really, I would find that a bit of a challenge.
Well, we work with what we have to work
Yeah.
with, and the nature of our jobs. We share our main home together in Nashville, but work calls me to LA or New York, and right now mostly New York.
Mhm.
I still try to fly home every weekend or every other weekend, but uh, that was the best way for us to get out and write together is we to send back and forth, send manuscripts, send our voice memos, and just lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of conversation. But we thoroughly enjoyed the process, so it doesn't feel abnormal to us, is what I'm trying to say, because that's all we've known for 32 years of marriage.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
we've traveled all 32 years just because he's been a touring musician. And I was a stay-at-home mom with homeschooling my children, and it was always very important for our families to be together. So um, travel is just a part of our DNA. So honestly, that's when I write the most, is when I'm traveling, because I'm removed from my responsibilities. I'm in a tin can flying in the air, and my brain just thinks and thinks and thinks. And so I think we've used it to our benefit to use travel to get to see each other and to write.
Wonderful. And is there, so the book's releasing on November 18th, and where can people go to get a copy?
Every place books are sold. I love saying that. So definitely, the ebook will be on Amazon, Kindle. You can order through our website. You can order through Amazon, Barnes and Noble. We're in several airports, and yeah, you can go to your bookstore, and if they don't have it in stock, you can order it through your local bookstore, and they will have it in within a couple of days and get it to you.
Great. Is there anything you'd like to add that I didn't ask?
I think you've asked some really good questions.
No, no,
Yeah, we just appreciate you having us on, and it feels like it was just yesterday. You were one of our first interviews promoting Caretaker, and so it's fun to be here a year and a half later, and on the other side of that, and having book two come out. So I can't wait for you to finish Servant, and then I can't wait for you. Hopefully soon after this, we'll also have Architect done, which will be
oh,
fantastic.
yes. I can't wait. And congratulations. on the
Thank
book
you.
Servant. I mean, it's just wonderful. And yes, would you like to leave your website if do you have a website
Yeah.
as well?
Yeah, you can find us at R.J.Halbert.com, and we're on all the socials, most of the socials. The socials that are age appropriate for us, we're on. Are we on TikTok? I don't know. Anyway, we're on
I
Instagram, we're
think
on
we
Facebook.
are on
Oh,
TikTok.
who knew? Find us anywhere at R.J. Halbert.
Thank, thank you both again, and I can't wait to have you back to
Oh,
talk
thank
about
you.
architecture.
Thank you. We look forward to that opportunity for book 3.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye.